Hi everyone, and you're going to be joining me and some friends as we go below the surface and explore the world's first underwater tube tunnel. Not many people have been into this one, so hopefully you're going to find it an interesting little explore. Lots of people walk past this little unassuming structure that we can see on the left here without having a clue as to what it is or what's down there. I myself was like that once upon a time, looked into it, found out about it, was absolutely fascinated, and have been dying to get into this one for quite some time now, since I first started the page really. So yeah, this is the Tower subway tunnel. First we're going to explore the history of the tunnel, and then after that we'll go into the explore video itself, where you'll join me and some friends as we head down into the tunnel and across and underneath the Thames, as far as we could go anyway, because we ended up knee deep in water at one point. So it was a bit of a iffy one, this one, but fascinating. We enjoyed it, and I hope you're going to enjoy it too. Now on to the history of the tunnel. Here you can see this 1895 map that shows the location of the Tower subway, smack bang next to the Tower of London. The Tower subway, London and the world's forgotten first tube line. Now many of you, especially a Londoner, will have walked through the Greenwich and Woolwich foot tunnels, and some of you who haven't, have been on the page, you may have seen my videos as we went through that way. But you've almost certainly never set foot inside this one, the Tower subway. That's because this little lone tunnel closed to the public in 1898. It is still down there, and in April 2023 it will reach its 153rd birthday. The quarter-mile long tunnel was excavated in 1869 to connect Tower Hill on the north bank to Tooley Street on the south bank. This was the first tunnel in the world to be scooped out with the shield technology of James Greathead, and remarkably it took less than a year to excavate. Now I love this image here. Image of the subway under construction from the Illustrated Times, 25th of September 1869. And as you'll see in our tour video and from these images, it always was and still is a very narrow tunnel, which, as you can see in the building here, very rudimentary. I mean, lit by candles, a single track with a cart that you'd wheel along, put the spoil in, a man at either end of the cart, and that's how it was built. But they did it fairly quickly. I like this image here, it's absolutely brilliant. Basically, as it says with the Greathead shield, which you can see in front of the men, what they would do with the jacks is push the shield forward a little at a time, cutting their way through London's subterranean soil really. Once they'd cut through and excavated enough, they'd then put into place one of these iron plates that you can see them doing there. Once done, the iron plates would have to be bolted into place, and then with two men to each spanner or wrench, they would winch and pull and cut the tunnel shield, would cut its way through the tunnel inch by inch. And as I said, as they did that, they'd move on to another bit and plate it up. The little rotunda that we see outside the Tower of London, the little round entrance way into the tunnel, isn't original. That was a 1922 replacement. This is the original, and you can see it on its grand opening day. Tower of London in the background, and a lot of interested and probably slightly trepidatious Victorians looking forward to going down the tunnel. The subway was built to carry a narrow gauge passenger railway, although it could only ever shift 12 passengers at a time. The operators still sold both first and second class tickets. Everyone shared the same cable pulled carriage though. But first class passengers got first dibs on the lift back to the surface. And this is what I like, because it's a very different world to what we see now. But when you went down through the shaft and the lift and got to the bottom, this is what you would see: a waiting area and a tube at the end of it and a little door, and you'd get into your carriage and would be pulled along by a cable. Sadly, the railway was prone to failure. It broke down twice during a press-only experimental run, and that certainly can't have helped its publicity, can it? Then a man named Thomas Francis Jenang was killed in an appalling lift accident on the southern end. His head crushed between the top of the lift and the edge of the ground floor. The company went bust within months. And this is, we can see inside one of those very cramped, very dark carriages. Tower subway carriage in the Illustrated London News 1870. And the first class and second class people all had to mix together. Quite how they felt about that, we don't know. Though short-lived, the Tower subway is considered to be the world's first tube railway. The tunnel was excavated by Iron Shield, and specifically to carry passenger trains, just like the first true tube as we know it, what is now the Northern Line. But this one 20 years earlier in this case. The only real difference is that the Tower subway carriages were pulled by a cable, while the first tube lines were electrified. The train stopped running through the Tower subway in late 1870. The tunnel remained open to the paying foot traffic, but reports from the time didn't paint a rosy picture. One commentator described it as a dismal, nasty little tunnel, while another branded it as a pestilential tube. The following account comes from the Clerkenwell News on the 30th of June 1871, and I'll read to you the words of a past Londoner that went down this tunnel, and this is exactly what he or she thought of it. I commenced groping my way through what looked like a gigantic rat's hole, lighted at intervals with gas jets. The narrow rails on which the carriages once ran are still down and serve admirably to trip up passers-by and knock their heads against the iron girders whenever two have occasion to pass each other. Here and there the footpath is wet and sloppy. This is perhaps unavoidable, but it is certainly an unpleasant feature. The safety of the structure is no doubt beyond question, but the leakage very forcibly suggests the idea that thousands upon thousands of tons of water are overhead, and one is by no means sorry to reach the other turnstile at the end of the tunnel. Robberies were common. A sensation was caused in 1888 when a man wearing false whiskers supposedly brandished a knife at one of the tunnel caretakers while making references to Jack the Ripper. Even so, the tunnel served as a damp, intimidating walking route for almost 30 years before the opening of Tower Bridge in 1894, which significantly reduced footfall traffic in the tunnel. Closures followed soon afterwards. I like this little image. It shows a very, very different Thames and a very different London. You've got the tower on the right, and our little tunnel goes underneath, and you can see the little train going through it, the little cart going through it, or cars they called them. But yeah, I like this little drawing. The subway quickly found a fresh purpose with utility companies. Soon after the public were kicked out, the London Hydraulic Power Company adapted the tunnel to carry its hydraulic mains across the river. The tunnel itself had a narrow escape in 1940 when a German bomb exploded on the riverbed nearby. The iron tunnel buckled but did not give way and was not penetrated by the water. Here we see a 1960s or 70s image of, once again, a very different looking and slightly run down world. It is very, very different to what we see today. And you've seen the little round rotunda on the Tower of London side, which gets you into the tunnel. And this is what's on on the south bank, on the opposite side of the river, the entrance into that one. Today the tube houses water mains and telecommunications cables. It is by all accounts still physically possible to squeeze through the tunnel, as you will see when you watch our explore. Sorry about that, and in the explore you will not be troubled by chiming clocks. As it says, you can squeeze through the tunnel, but you'd have to be there on utility business. Well, unless you're London Luke and friends, of course, and then you can see what we're about to see in a minute. Anyway, so I hope you're all gonna enjoy what we're gonna see. And now, down into the tunnel, March 2023. Join us for the... Well, guys and girls, we've already done it, but you'll be seeing this bit first. It's the Thames Hydraulic Power Company Tunnel, aka Tower Subway, a long abandoned London tunnel that has been many things, quite a few things. Started off as a hydraulic railway, which flopped, then turned into a pedestrian tunnel, and then abandoned. It's got utilities under it now, so only a very few people can go under it. So yeah, only a very few people can go under that one.
I'm Brendan.
I'm glad I come down.
Are you?
Yeah. No, it would have been, what, you're going to sit in a car for what, 2 hours? We couldn't be down there for God knows how long.
There he comes.
Well
And
done,
for
man.
a lad that
Well
ain't,
done,
that is terrified of heights, he's done fucking well, yeah?
It's like me, if I see a spider, I'm off.
Oh, my dad's like that.
Oh, fucking hate spiders.
I'll tell you when you're at the level, mate. We are in the
You got
Tower Subway,
one
guys
more,
and girls.
You got one more rung.
You're
Yeah,
there,
you're
that's
there.
it. And I'm going to pause you, I'll stop
yeah?
you, and then carry you back on again in a minute. Well done, mate, you've done really well there. Are you soaked as I am?
This is the one, yeah?
Yeah. Good evening, guys and girls, and we are in an abandoned Victorian tunnel, Tower Subway tunnel. This was built as a hydraulic railway originally, but it flopped quickly, and then they turned it over to a pedestrian tunnel. It was bombed in the war, so as we get to an area, we should find it narrows in a little bit, and that'll be where the bomb damage was. Yeah, this is a genuine bona fide Victorian tunnel. We are currently under several million gallons of water at the moment. This is the old Tower Subway tunnel. It then became the London Hydraulic Power Company tunnel, and then when they went out, it was turned over to modern utilities and stuff. But well, yeah, we're going to walk across to the other side. Yeah. Is it flooded?
Yeah.
Bad?
Yeah.
Oh fuck it, I'll just get wet feet. This is a once in a lifetime adventure, I ain't gonna do this again.
Are you a peace folk, Dad?
Ah, what?
We should have bought work boots, Dad.
Oh shit. My feet are drenched, I hope I don't get Will's disease. I've got a cut on my foot. What you can see down here is like the pipes.
Yeah, look. That's how I can shoot.
Yeah, no, it's static tights, isn't it? Because obviously static mites come from the ground.
Yeah.
Static tights.
Oh, look at the stalactites and stalagmites. Yeah.
So these are static tights.
Feet are so...
And mine. Worth it though, isn't it? Light these up for me a minute, Brandon. I want to take some pictures. These are brilliant.
Static tights. Look at all the static tights.
That's mad. Look. Oh, how exciting. One feels quite like one of those bright young things that one reads about in the newspaper. Well, guys, and you would never think from that little round unsuspecting building that all this is under it, would you? Have a read up on this one on the internet. It's fucking interesting. Tower Subway Tunnel. Yeah. I think people sheltered down here in the war. This was used as an air raid shelter as well, I believe.
Alright, this is where it gets really annoying, right?
Yeah, this is where it was bombed. They repaired it. Like the Greenwich foot tunnel that was bombed with the repair that you see on that. Put my torch off for now because we're going to need that for the climb back up. Getting down into this tunnel isn't as simple as walking down some stairs. It's ladders, metal ladders. Oh, oh Jesus, I nearly went over. All full of silt. Eingefeld which for anyone who doesn't know what that means, it means a yell and a shriek unto God. I love this kind of thing. Got some good ones for you tonight. Got this. Earlier on was a little bit of a bust because we couldn't get into the main location, which I will tell you was Spillers. We got chased off by the security, but we got onto one of the old Port of London lighthouse boats. Had a wander around, some nice view of the docks. Yeah.
You're worried about moving, please? Well, don't, because me and Abby were digging sewage things in Kensal, and we didn't get it.
I probably wouldn't get anything.
It's not early Victoria.
But this ain't even fucking rats down here.
No. Let me pause this.
I'm going to go piss anyway.
Yeah, yourself. I'll turn round.
I'm going to go piss, Papa.
Look at the stalactites, look. The water dripping down.
Thank you, I've got to piss, mate. Don't see the black adder.
We wanted to see the piercing one yet. He's got a piercing through his elbow, dude.
Oh, Prince Albert.
I have, yeah.
Queen Victoria would approve.
I have.
We're in a Victorian tunnel, and he's got a Prince Albert, so there we are. Everyone's evenly matched. Up to what? Oh.
You want to carry on?
Oh. It's up to yous. My feet are soaked anyway. Just roll the trousers up. Is it really that deep?
Nah, go back.
Was it bad?
Ankle deep.
Oh.
It gets deeper, they've got a pump all the way in the middle.
Oh, they got a pump.
You need wellies.
Yeah. Well, you got even what we've done is fantastic.
Look, can you see the pump there?
Let's have a look.
I'll show you. Come. Sorry, Abs.
Go on, mate.
Sorry, Abs.
You can decide if we're going to go on. I've come this far. Can you see that pump
You,
there?
you can go along, but do you know what you've got to do? You've got to crawl along this. You've got to go like this, look, watch. Wait, does it run all the way through?
No. It's not.
On the left side?
What do you reckon?
Does it run all the way through on the left side? Let me have a look on the left side, look. Let me have a look. Point that way.
Look, can you see the pump, the water pump there?
Does it run all the way through on the left side? Point on the left side. Yeah, you have to go like this. You have to go like that if you want to get through. You have to. Like that. If you want to get through, let me put my fucking
Oh, it's not that deep, gentlemen.
Bucket.
It's barely above the ankle. Just roll up your trouser legs and pretend you're at Southend. I'm rolling up my trouser legs, guys and girls. Look what I do in the service. In the service. Yeah, I'm gonna.
It's worth
It's
it.
quite deep, isn't it? Yeah.
Do you want to carry on?
Well, we can try it, and if it gets too much deeper, then we'll have to stop. Well, that's deep, isn't it? Oh, yeah, that's deep. Is it getting any worse? Better or worse?
You have to do this.
Yeah, it's the same all the way through now.
Oh.
No, but it gets a bit shallower up there.
It'll
I can
go-
see brickwork.
It'll go up.
It's
won't
only
it?
this
It'll
one.
work its way
only
upwards.
here. Go. You have to do this. Brandon, do what I'm doing. Do what I'm doing,
Bro, I'm
Brandon.
not doing that. Do you want to go back?
No,
It's
go.
just a tunnel all the way through.
Oh, it's cold, isn't it?
No, it's getting deeper.
It's getting
Yeah,
deeper,
what
yeah.
do you do this then? I told you.
I won't be able to do that, Abs, because my legs ain't good, mate.
No?
I've got arthritis.
Oh, man.
I don't mind walking, like, through the... I'll walk.
That little black bit there. You get me?
Well, only what you are comfortable with. Oh, my beloved trees. Not that they're any good, but... Yeah, it's... Oh, it's getting a bit less shallower now.
No, it's not even possible forward. It's all fucking... Is that
Blocked off.
Yeah, no, but it's all the way like that, all the way.
Oh, man.
May as well walk back.
Oh, fuck it then.
It's just a tunnel all the way through. It takes you to another end, doesn't it, Goog?
Yeah, another one of these at the end.
Okay, alright, fuck it then. We've done whatever then.
The main thing was to do it, wasn't it? Like,
Yeah. Come on, Emma.
Should we go back? Look at that, guys and girls. We're almost... It's almost to my knees. Oh,
That's me with wounds deceased now.
no.
Proper, make sure you wash your clothes and not the shower.
Yeah.
I've got cuts on my legs, remember? I forgot that then. So I go doctor's note.
Now, TCP 'em and keep your eye on this. Are you up to date on your tetanus jabs?
I have my TV glass. My secondary school.
Well, just keep your eye on it, mate. That's all you can do, really. Oh, Jesus, that water's cold. Now it's draining out. All the dodgy thing's going to be the climb back up with wet feet.
It's like Christmas laptop.
Yeah, so here's a sight that not everyone sees all the time. I can understand why. Crazy, isn't it? Yeah, the main...
The main thing is we got down here.
Yeah, that was...
Yeah, Wellington, don't go all the way through.
Yeah.
I've got wellies. I've got wellies at my home.
Yeah, I've got
Yeah.
wellies at home.
I've got wellies.
Basically what you've got is this, it just goes...
I've got wellies at home. I don't mind.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Was one
if
for
I-
another
if I
time.
had my wellies, I would have went through.
I would have went through my work.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're Gore-Tex, innit?
Yeah.
Step through with them. Yeah. Mash works.
We're out of the water now, kind of.
This was amazing.
It was good, wasn't it?
Nah, you. When was the last time an urban explorer done this? Never.
Cool, a while ago. I'm just going to pause it. 2 years ago.
I thought you said you can't do it.
He got in from the other side.
Proper small fish.
Yeah. If you're going to do it...
Do it proper.
Yeah, do it proper, yeah.
This was amazing.
Yeah, proper. Is there another one to do after this?
This
is fascinating me. Look at the static type.
I know, they're mad, aren't
Look at
they?
the static type stuff.
And this bit here, I'm glad we
Look,
stopped
and you can see
here.
the water on it. And
Yeah.
that goes up, you know. And that goes up, that goes hard like that.
Yeah.
And then the other water drops down.
That'll go longer and longer.
Look, check this for me quickly. Sorry, guys.
That's the World War II damage, that, where it was bombed and they had to repair it with concrete, like the Greenwich Foot Tunnel, which probably explains why it's so flooded.
This is flooded as fuck. But you can't walk anymore, dude.
It was getting deeper and deeper,
No,
wasn't
it's
it?
not about the deep. When you go forward, there's some loads of pipe work on the floor.
Oh,
now.
right. Oh, well, they've got pumps in, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that would be dangerous. If you fall and cut yourself in here, you're going to end up with a really nasty infection. Cut your head open or something.
Proper walls disease galore.
Yeah.
Galore.
I don't know though, I can't see no rat droppings and I can't do that.
You can't see him, but they're there.
They'll be here. As soon as they hear us lot, they would have scuttled well off.
Oh, it's like an STI. Can you see it?
Yeah, that's true.
You can't see STI, but it's there.
Yeah. It's true. Enjoyed this one then?
This one is
Yeah.
fascinating.
The
This is
stalactite.
actually-
The static tights though, the static tights.
That's
It was a
mad.
bust turned right.
It was. Yeah, we had a bust earlier.
I think next time it's coming to you, figure it out. Don't you agree?
We're gonna do this one. I'm gonna come with my Wellingtons.
Well, we know how to do it, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna come with my Wellingtons. I've got Wellies, but I never knew the setup.
I never knew this set up either.
So
This was
look at the static tights though.
This one was a bit of an unknown to me because I did ask. Let me pause a sec. Oh, set this phone up.
In strength.
Yeah.
Exactly, brother. Exactly.
There we go. And all this lot, this is what goes down into the tunnel, the pipes and shit and whatnot.
Nah, did it?
That's crazy. So we're standing in the shaft.
Washing machine feels like
Yeah, me too. Everything is
I'm
rotten.
jumping in the shower, mate.
Yeah, right.
I'm getting in the shower.
It's late for me to have a bath, but I'm having a bath when I get in. I think I'm going to need it.
You have to, innit?
Definitely.
Peak.
Yeah.
You're spreading wolf disease galore.
You alright? Yeah, it will be. Yes, I said it's alright coming down, but going up will be a bit more difficult. Alright, so I'll shout me when you reckon it's okay to start coming up, Abs, yeah?
Start coming up.
No, let's spread it out a bit, mate.